Welcome, everyone. Noah here on the Dynamics Weekly newsletter and podcast. For the next month or so, I am interviewing class and session presenters for a community summit, which is organized by Dynamic Communities and scheduled for October 19th to the 23rd in Orlando, Florida. And here it is, the middle of August already. Summer is gone by already. School has started back, and October will be here in no time at all. And today on our 52nd interview, we have Kristen Hosman with us. Kristen, how are you doing?
Doing well, Noah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to see you in here with everybody. And 52 interviews so far for Summit. It's amazing how fast these are piling up. But there are hundreds of sessions that people are presenting at Summit. So many.
Yeah, there's so many, and what you're doing here for the community and interviewing the speakers is just going to help the community members, the users, be able to decide what sessions that they're going to want to go to. So thank you for doing these.
Yeah, it's fun. I've had a good time doing it, and yeah, you're right. There's a lot of great information on the website SummitNA.com, but sometimes people want to hear from the presenters before they get there. So I figured this would be a great little addition to it. And Kristen, you have been in the community for a while. You have your own business as Mount Evans Consulting, and
Yes,
you started off with which ERP did you start off with?
I actually started my career as an end user long time ago, working with Dynamics GP. Made the
Oh,
switch to
GP.
BC. Yeah, yep,
Awesome.
GP. Back in the day, and made the switch to BC about 8 years ago.
My career started with GP as well back in 1999. I started with Raycom Media with their GP installation, and then 2001 I started with Great Plains, and then that same year Microsoft bought Great Plains.
Wow.
So it's been a roller coaster ever since. I've
Yes, it
enjoyed it. It's been
has.
great.
Yeah, the GP community is still alive and well and very well represented at Summit. And as you know, Microsoft has made that announcement about sunsetting Dynamics GP. So if you're on GP, hopefully you can find a couple Business Central sessions that interest you, and you can kind of see what your future would look like if that's the path your company is going.
Yep, and there are a ton of Business Central sessions coming up as well. You've got a class for Business Central, and then you have 2 sessions during the week for Business Central. So how about we talk about the class first? So that is titled Quick Guide to Implement Business Central. That's a Sunday class.
Yeah, that's a Sunday class, and this is going to be the first Academy session that I've done. I've been speaking at Summit for several years now, and I was trying to figure out what topic could I speak all day on, right? So this is an all-day class,
Yeah.
and we're going to talk about how to implement Business Central. So it's going to be applicable to really any company that is looking at Business Central. They could be on Nav, they could be on GP, QuickBooks, any other ERP system that they could be using. And we're going to walk through really how to implement. So, we'll start the day with just kind of a little lesson about what Business Central is, what it does, and then we're going to dive into actually implementing a company. So by the end of the day, you will have done a full-fledged implementation on a lot of the basic modules. So you can think of that as like the finance module, sales, purchasing, banking, and just simple inventory. We won't get too far into manufacturing or anything like that because obviously it's just a 1 day class, but you'll be able to walk away with the basics, and it'll help you understand, how the subledgers talk to the GL. It'll also help you understand how to maintain your data even after going live.
Awesome. And are you targeting end users, partners? It doesn't matter which one, or anybody in particular?
I don't think it's going to matter whether or not you're a consultant and come to the class, it's definitely tailored more for the end user. However, if you're a new consultant or maybe you're a current consultant for GP and you're trying to figure out if you want to make the switch over to BC, it would be a great introduction for that type of person too. Um, but like controllers, accountants, uh, anyone in IT, system admin type people, it'll still be a great session for those folks.
Good. And are you co-presenting, or is this just you for this class?
This is just going to be me. I am going to have a little helper in the class. Her name is Cecile, and her background is GP. She's learning Business Central as well. So she's going to be in the room and she's going to be helping us take questions if we need to. Sometimes these academy classes get filled up real fast. So
Yes.
making sure that we can help everyone who comes in along the way is going to be key.
Yeah, speaking of filling these classes up, these are classes. They are separate from the summit sessions during the week. So if you, any of our listeners have an interest in taking this class, make sure you go to SummitNA.com and check out the Academy sessions. So this is under Academy. It's a separate registration for Summit. And you've got to have that done in order to attend this class. And Kristen, there's a cutoff for registration, correct?
Yes, I believe there is a cutoff. I'm not sure of what the day is. If you miss that cutoff and there's still availability in the room for more to attend, I know the DCI will look at that and they can add last minute, but just trying to hit that deadline and whatnot lets the presenter know what to expect, how many people are coming, and things like that. Because for my
Definitely.
session,
Yep.
for example, we're going to have access to a sandbox environment. So if you show up at my class and you don't have your own sandbox environment, then I will have already prepped that for you prior to coming to the class. So it's just good for us to get prepped.
Awesome. All right, so that is that Sunday. It's a whole day class, 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They'll provide lunch for everybody, some breaks in the morning and afternoon. Really, and it's in the same area or building as the rest of Summit, the Gaylord there. So everybody's looking forward to that. And then you have two sessions, both on Monday for Summit itself.
Yeah, they're
That's the
scheduled on Monday right now. We might try to see if we can get one of them moved. And that's a good point, Noah, that the schedule still is kind of fluid right now with the speakers trying to figure out where they need to be and when they need to be. So just keep an eye on that. If you're listening and you're already planning what sessions you want to go to, just kind of keep an eye in case they change day and time.
Yeah, and probably the changes will. I don't know the order of how they show the changes first, but it's probably going to be the mobile app will be updated first, quickly followed by the website, I would think, and then they usually have monitors at the doors.
Yes.
But that first one on Monday afternoon, 1:30, it's a little bit over an hour session for you. It's Business Central panel session. Beyond the box, when to customize, extend, or just use AppSource.
Yes. So this session, we've had a couple different variations of it throughout the years at other conferences as well. But I've gathered a couple developers and also another BC consultant to join this. And we're just going to be discussing what are the pros and cons of developing something versus maybe going to the app source and grabbing something. So if you yourself are a developer or you're, a technical person at your company or you're implementing Business Central, you're going to be able to come in and ask those questions and get pretty good feedback. So Eric Hogard is very well known in this space. He's got a very successful YouTube channel as well. He's a developer and has some tools as well in his back pocket. And then Tanya Bricko is also a developer. So those are our two developers. And then we have Christopher, who is a consultant as well. So very good group of people here. And these are always heavily attended. Typically, we have questions lined up, but we also will take questions from the audience as well.
These are panel discussions, so you probably have a lot of interaction with the audience. A lot of questions come in for this one. But hey, you've got a great panel up there to discuss all this.
Yes, I'm looking forward to this one.
And then you have a second session that same afternoon, Monday the 20th. It is just 15 minutes later right now, 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock for an hour session. And the title is Business Central Tips and Tricks. People love that title. Tips and tricks always catches everybody's attention.
Yes, so for this one, it is going to be a fast-paced session just because there's a lot to cover within an hour. And like you said, these types of sessions are going to be very popular with the BC users. And the important thing to remember is that when you're attending a session, especially one like this, you're gonna just natively, you're gonna want to be writing down tips, taking pictures, things like that. Just remember that all the slides that the presenters are showing will be able to be accessed after the conference. So don't feel like you need to be taking pictures or that you need to be taking notes throughout. And I will say this in the session too, that a lot of times going to a session like this, you may really only remember a handful of the tips and tricks that I've shown you, but you will remember that something is possible. You may have seen it and you recall it is possible, and then you can figure it out when you get back if you need to as well.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. I love stuff like the keyboard shortcuts, just my era, I guess, of growing up in the computer beginnings, kind of. I
Mm-hmm.
love the keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah, the
And
keyboard
you
shortcuts are amazing.
and you are doing a session solo here.
Yes, right now it is a solo session. I might look at adding another co-presenter as well. So if you're listening to the podcast here and you're interested in maybe being a co-presenter on this one, and you've never spoke before at a conference and you just kind of want to be mentored up, this would be a great opportunity for someone like that as well to get in and have a little session and kind of help out.
That is a good point there. There's always an opportunity for end users, consultants, ISVs to join in the list of speakers. They can get exposure that way, build their public speaking skills. It's a great way to contribute to the community. So even if you have a little bit of a public speaking fear, don't worry about it. We're a very close community and inviting. I think it's pretty easy to transition into a speaker position here.
Yes.
And then, Kristen, everything's on that Sunday and Monday for you, but you'll be there probably all week, and you have a booth as well in the expo hall.
Yes, I will be there all week. My company has a booth in the expo hall that week as well. This will be our second time at the expo hall, so we're super
Okay.
excited about that.
Well,
We're a
Kristen,
very small boutique partner, so
you
trying
have
to get
some
out there.
competition with the
Hmm.
booth. There are there are booths with pickleball, arcade games, and even puppies. So,
Yes, yes, there. Oh, and massages too.
oh, really?
So
Okay.
yeah,
I'll have to
yeah.
look for that too. I think your booth is closer to the pickleball courts.
I will have to look at that and see. I know we're kind of on the back wall this year, more centered. Last year we got put in the very far aisle because we
Yeah.
signed up to be a sponsor kind of late. So this year we signed up right away, and we're just really looking forward to talking to the users. My team's background, we're all accountants, so just talking with people about what their current issues are and things like that. We're so excited.
Awesome. And Kristen, for people who have questions for you before Summit or before your session or classes, do you have a preferred method for them to contact you?
Yeah, probably through LinkedIn is going to be the easiest if you just send me a message there and then I will respond. I am going to be posting a link on LinkedIn as it gets closer to the date so that you can actually schedule time with me. If if you have questions, just schedule like a 15 or 30-minute block with me. So that'll be coming as well.
So scheduling that stuff ahead of time is great because I mean, so schedule times to meet ahead of time and look at the sessions because there's so much going on that week of Summit. If you are going to attend, there's no way you can figure it out if you don't plan ahead. So start looking at the website, SummitNA.com, figure out what sessions you want to go to, figure out what people you want to make contact with. Do all that ahead of time because it will be fast paced the week of Summit.
Yes, and the Gaylord in Orlando is huge. So
It
bring
is,
your
yes.
walking shoes and bring a sweater or a sweatshirt for the room. Sometimes they get cold in there as well.
Yep. And another thing I noticed just today is that on the website for Summit, there's a list of all the sessions, Academy classes, and all the sessions. And for each one of those, there's that button on the right to add it to your favorite list of sessions. So I had not noticed that until today. It's a great feature to help everybody go through that list. You can use all the filters on the left-hand side to filter out whatever you want to go to, like Business Central stuff, Copilot topics, whatever your interest is, and then use that bookmark on the right to add it to your show planner.
Yeah, and hopefully that links back to the mobile app at the time when they release the mobile app, and then you can just log in with your same login and see that information on your phone.
Yep. I believe they're using the Hoover mobile app.
Yes, I think you're correct on that. I did hear that. I don't think it's been released just yet, but if you want to go ahead and just download it, there will be most likely there will be like a conference code that you will then enter, and that'll put you into the Community Summit conference.
Yeah, I just searched it yesterday. So you can go ahead, anybody can download the Hoover app. Hoover is used by conferences all over the place, but you can go ahead and download it, even though Summit's not on there yet. And there is a search feature you can search for probably Dynamics and see if it pops up in October. But I think pretty much right now everything's cutting off around September, but this stuff should roll out pretty soon on Hoover. All right, Kristen, anything else that we can mention for everybody going down the summit? It's going to be exciting. A lot of people we've met in the past, a lot of new people, networking, puppies.
Yeah, I'm confused. I think my advice is more around like the first time attendees. It is going to feel just a little bit overwhelming, more than likely, just because of, how big the Gaylord is, how many people are going to be there, things like that. But just really take the time beforehand to look at the schedules or the sessions and plan where you want to be, when you want to be there. If you're not sure about something, reach out to the speaker, get some clarification. But I also will say, as a speaker, if you go to a session and it's not what you thought it was going to be, and you have another session at that same time that you could go to, it's okay to get up and just kind of excuse yourself as well. Don't feel like you need to stay in there. Put yourself where you're going to get the most value. And then also remember that the medic booths, the medic desks are going to be out and about as well for each of the products. So if you have specific questions that you want to ask, go there. And specifically for Business Central, Microsoft will send over from Denmark a couple of the Business Central people from Microsoft as well, and they will be at the Expo booth, or not that, well, they will be at the Microsoft Expo booth, but they will also be at the Medic desk, and they will be hosting their own sessions as well.
Awesome. A lot of stuff going on. I've been going to Summit for many, many years, as you have as well. I mean, and it's a conference that I look forward to attending every year, seeing people I've met in the past, meeting new people. It's a great get together for everybody for learning, education wise, and networking.
Absolutely.
What?
You always leave super tired.
Yeah, you do. Yes. Well, hey, Kristen, thank you so much for your time today. It's always great to share with everybody news about what's going to be happening at these events like Summit, and to get to talk with people like you who are coming down to share your knowledge about the products, how you're using these products. And we really appreciate all that you contribute to the community. So thank you so much. And I will definitely see you down there in Summit in person.
Great. Thanks, Noah, again.